Okay, we're live. So don't say anything embarrassing unless it's about me, in which case that's fine.
Matt falls asleep in lots of different places. That doesn't sound as embarrassing as it is, because we all do
No,
that.
I like sleeping.
If I could sleep at random places, I would have conquered the world. If I could just sleep at will, that would have been the secret.
Very good at sleeping. To be fair, I nearly had a nap about 5 o'clock, and I thought, no, if I'll wake up at like 10 to 7, feeling groggy, and then have to try and work a stream and GM and all of that good stuff. Not going to work. So hello, anyone that's watching. We are playing Out of the Abyss tonight. So, does anyone want to do a bit of a recap, or would you like me to? Okay, I'll take that as you would like me to. So, so the party had made their way to the city of Gracklstugh, the Dwegar dwarven stronghold in the Underdark on Faerun. You had successfully docked at the docks with your Dwegar guide, Hemeth, I think, who had helped you sail the ship, and you'd made your way, through a few conversations, to the Golbrawn's lair, which is in the foreigner quarter, which is effectively where anyone who isn't a local, who doesn't live in the city, is allowed to stay. You'd spent the evening discussing what you wanted to do whilst in the city, what your plans were afterwards, what everyone's long-term goals were, and then you left the inn to go and, I assume, do some shopping. And at that point, you found in the marketplace a huge two-headed giant, sort of rampaging through, killing a few guards. You all engaged, and I think largely by backing off and letting Sevatar take a right kicking, you managed to all get out unscathed. You then met Captain Black Skull, the captain of the Stone Guards, which is the militia in effect in this city, and she investigated and thanked you for your service, and then talked about an opportunity that you might be interested in as outsiders, and said if you were interested to meet her back in the inn this evening at 8 o'clock, I think. So that's where we left off. You find yourselves stood in what's known as the Blade Bazaar, a market of metalwork, weapons, armor, and such. What would you like to do?
So I'm just trying, because part of the reason the look of panic when you asked us if we could do a recap is I can't remember exactly what the plan was. We had a plan, but we'd come out. There'd been that fight. Were we having to wait for an investigation or anything? Or
No, I
It
think
had
that
taken
happened.
place.
Yeah.
It did. She had interviewed all the dwarves that were watching, and seemed. I mean, she didn't take statements really from any of you. They just talked to the dwarves and decided, and they are considered reliable sources. So they said that you'd helped. Oh, the other thing probably to mention is that someone had noticed, and I can't remember who it was, that this giant had one head that looked terrified and one that looked furious.
Mm. I think we were going to try and shift some of the loot we have, but I can't find our loot.
if you go into the journal thingy under player information, there's one that says party funds information, and it's there.
Got it. Oh, we have monies.
And if no one's against it, I would like to spend a little bit of monies. I would like to find an armourer, someone who works in leather, studded leather, that kind of thing. Nothing too heavy.
That seems fair.
Or an upholsterer. Either of the two are options.
An upholsterer.
Are you going to repair my chair for me?
No, you can repair that yourself.
No, I
Don't worry,
probably
chair,
can.
you have to look after it.
Rain and I could probably do it. We just need the materials.
Yeah, I'll repair whatever you need me to.
I would have high expectations of whatever you would do to my chair.
Here we go.
Yes.
What were you looking for in the chair? Did you did you want a pattern, or did you want it to match what it was already existing?
No, we'll come back to this some other time.
You want a cup holder? Okay, let's start with an armorer, because that's one thing we know we want.
Okay. You wander through the market. You see that they've all got very similar stalls set out on the cobbled stone floor. But next to each stall is a wooden hatch which is open. You can see steps leading down. Next to the stalls nearby, you can see vents and chimneys for clearly the forges that are beneath the market. There are there. It just seems everyone here makes some kind of weapons or armor. There's quite a few. There's quite a few to choose from. It's a case of wandering up, I guess, randomly.
Yeah, if there's one that just seems to have like nice, simple leather work on display, I'd go up to them.
Okay. Yeah, you see quite a few. There's numerous. You wander around looking. All of the work, whether it's metal, leather, weapons, whatever it is, it's very functional and simple. There's no engraving, there's no embellishment, there's no runes that you would expect with surface dwarf work. Um, but it all looks very, very finely made, and you see a female Dwergar. She's very pale, grey skin. Her hair is black with little streaks of silver. You wonder whether it's just black from um, from working over a furnace and working in dirty conditions, but it's hard to tell. Um, she just seems to be stood there with her arms folded. She's not engaging anyone walking by. She's literally just stood waiting for someone. As you walk up and start looking at the armor, she just cocks her head slightly, doesn't say anything, just watches you.
Excuse me, may I trouble you for maybe your expert opinion first? Would that be okay?
Yes.
I'm looking for some armor for a colleague of mine. I want it to be very lightweight. Um,
Right.
it'll be somewhat unique. I'm not sure it will be something that you'll have made before.
Why?
I don't know who else would ask for this kind of thing. And then I'll kind of shuffle stool out from behind me. I'm like, I worry
You'll
for him when we're out on the season. I would just like it if you could make a little, you know, one of the armored blankets that you can have on horses, but for him, preferably if it had buckles on it so that it can expand over time.
Okay, you see this like she's really dour and serious, and when the stool kind of waddles out from behind you, you'd see her almost like to let hold back a little. She almost laughs, but not quite, and it's probably the first time you've seen a Dwergar even almost crack a smile. Uh, it's- okay, Did, um, I'm sure I can figure something out. What, where is the face? Where is the what is
Um,
what
okay,
what?
1 second, and I'll just lean down to Stool and be like, Stool, would you like to tell the lady what it is that you would like? And he'll do the
And the spores, yeah, you'll see these black spores sort of fly out, and you feel these connections in your mind. The Dwegar looks a bit startled and takes a step back, but then realizes nothing bad has happened, and yeah, again you feel the connection in your mind.
And he wants something very simple. He'll like preferably for this bit to be uncovered, and he'll give her all of those little dimensions, and he'll seem a little bit shy about it.
Purple. Purple. Definitely purple.
And that's all you get. You heard from Stall. You can see the Dwegar saying, "Oh, okay, purple is rather flamboyant, but yeah, I can do purple, I guess." You see you hang around
Jim,
with
stop
Drow.
nodding like this is your fashion choice.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking Dawson would approve.
Actually,
Okay.
this is a pretty good idea. Would you maybe do another one? And I will signal over to Derendil.
Oh, okay. Big thing. Don't normally armor these things. They're kind of tough and stupid. They don't really care about getting wounded. You see Darren
He's
go,
not
"Oh, excuse me, I'm not stupid. Thank you, Tink. Sorry."
just pointing out you are a little bit different.
I am quite different from my normal form. That's true.
But how much would it cost for both of these to get some armor made for them?
For what kind armor? Leather, splint, stud, lamella.
Well,
What do you wish?
for Stall here, it would need to be leather. It would need to be quite lightweight. He's not really the strongest. And we want him
Okay.
to keep as speedy as he can be.
If 10 gold for mushroom armor. Cannot believe I'm saying this.
Perhaps don't use the type of leather made from mushrooms. That would probably be a bit.
Insensitive.
Yeah.
Oh, leather made of the dead, obviously,
Yes.
as
Lizard
is
hide.
appropriate.
Can do spider leather if you prefer. Drow.
No, thank you.
Okay,
Oh,
lizard leather then. It has pattern, obviously. Natural, cannot help that. Some
No,
find it a
that's
bit
fine.
too flamboyant, but it's fine.
No, I think he'll quite like that.
I think the purple will be what makes it really flamboyant. You want to stand out, little mushroom? Then yes, 10 gold. For the big thing, what kind of armor?
Can
I do
Derendil
not.
have any kind of armor? I can't see on his character sheet.
If you treat him like a barbarian, that's probably the best way to treat him. So it would probably be up to medium. I can do his fighter, yes. He's not
Yes.
thinker, that's for sure. Yeah, what splint for him? Breastplate. I do very fine breastplate. I can for 20%, 25%, sorry, uplift. I can do metal armor with acid resistance. I agree. I admit I have not told you price, but we are all priced very similar. Fair price for fair product.
I don't know if we need the resistance as well, but for 25, that's actually quite
25%.
good.
Splint 200. Yes.
Which is the one that
250 acid resistant.
isn't so loud?
Leather.
No, we should have something heavier. What do you all think?
I imagine just a simple breastplate would be. Shouldn't be too noisy.
400 breastplate.
Ugh,
Jeez. Yeah.
yeah.
500 acid resistant. Finest craftsmanship. Dwega craftsmanship beyond all other species.
Oh, you cost a lot more than stool.
Yes, stole is small mushroom. This is big oaf. Should charge extra for sheer size of this thing, but pricing rules mean I cannot. I have to charge same rate no matter size of
No,
creature.
I'm not trying to haggle. I'm just trying to work out what we can afford. We
Oh.
could afford either, but it's how we want to invest our funds best.
Understand.
Tink, would he need his complete body covered, or is it just the vital organ? Would a chain shirt be enough?
Chain shirt 50 gold. Very affordable for poor people.
What would that'd bring his AC up to?
Sorry, my common not very good. Poor people, right?
Yes.
Frugal. The
Oh, that's
gnomes call it skinflint, I think.
He's already chain shirt is a 13. He's already got 13. We want to boost it. Sorry, trying to find out the ACs of armor.
Yeah, well, yeah. Do you want me to tell you? I'll just tell you. So, leather's 11 plus dex. Studied is a 12 plus dex. And then all your medium armors are chain is 13, scale mail is 14, but on medium you only get maximum of 2 of your dex modifier. Breastplate's 14 plus dex. Half plate is 15 plus dex. And I think
Flint
chain
was 17,
splint is 17.
which is what
But-
she originally offered.
Oh, well, that's heavy, so he'd lose. Well, he wouldn't lose anything really, but yeah, splint's 17, but you get disadvantage on stealth, and you can't use your dex.
Yeah, his dex is only 1, and he is not stealthy in the slightest anyway.
Or you could just buy him a shield, which is plus 2.
Shall we start with a shield?
Standard or acid resistant?
You're really pushing this acid resistance.
Yeah.
The speciality of city. We offer all standard items in acid resistant.
Good to know.
We sell very many to deep gnomes. Svevneblin, then they are called. They buy much acid resistant stuff. So I suggest if you wanted to buy it now because stock is constantly running out. Cannot keep up. They
Yeah.
are buying so much.
An acid resistant shield, then.
Okay, shield unfortunately is higher uplift because we have to use different material. Usually it is wood. To make acid resistant, we have to basically use special oils in the wood, and the metal has to be treated. So it is 15 gold, but it is quite
Fine.
cheap.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
And
Okay.
then earlier,
She
did
gets
you
out
say
this. She gets out 3 different shields. One's basically a round shield. There's another one that's a bit kite shaped, and then a third one that just looks like a door with a handle on the back of it. All pretty much the same gameplay wise, but she's like dual style. They have got no embellishment. They are completely plain. There's no decoration. They're just functional, but they look strong. Take choice.
I will pick the kite style.
Okay, nice. Okay, what else?
did you say earlier that you had hide?
Yes.
Just some plain hide armor for myself, preferably
10
black
10 gold.
and gold.
Black. You're in luck. All our armor is standard black. I mean, I should
Miles is mine
I
for
should
place.
I should really charge more for purple. And you see her sort of looking around, see if anyone's watching. But I never made purple before, so I do it for free. Don't tell no one. Okay. So mushroom leather, shield, hide armor. What about this big thing you want? Chain shirt. I mean, it's to be fair, he'll need like the metal of 3 chain shirts, but law is law. You must charge same for all. Everyone entitled to protection cannot charge anyone more. It is unethical. So please
Chainline axe.
do not order full plate mail. I cannot afford.
Okay, understood. No plate mail. I was just
Chainmail wouldn't be. You said that wouldn't be of use for Durandal, didn't you?
no, so because it's well, he'd go up by 1 because of his dex modifier. So 14 plus 2, he'd become a 16, or just with the shield, he'd be a 15.
Did you say he's only got +1 dex?
I think so. Let me double check now. I'm doubting myself.
Okay, so scale mail 14 plus dex at 15 plus shield 17. Scale mail
Disadvantage.
on stealth. Yeah.
The scale mail's cheaper. Shall we just go with the scale? Shall we? Oh, why is this hard?
I don't know.
That
Why
would
is it
be-
hard?
Do we want to give him disadvantage on stealth or not?
I mean, I think even if he was quiet, we just wouldn't trust him if we went on a stealthy mission. But it's likely to be all of us. We wouldn't leave him behind.
Breastplate best offer if you want quiet.
Yeah, too expensive for now.
I can do trade. 66% of value of second-hand item if condition is good. This is best second-hand price in Underdark. Guaranteed. Set by law.
I'm just being really stingy on the NPCs, so I'm just thinking shield for now, and we can always come back if we get some more money because we haven't traded in yet.
Yeah.
I
Just
wondered if anyone would pick up on that.
I did, I noticed.
Great success.
oh God. What if we ignored it? It'd go away.
Well, you could just walk away. It's fine. It's just a shot. It's just a stall.
Also,
no,
I know
she's willing to make purple mushroom armor. We might not get that option again.
Not something you ask for every day.
none of us have taken on Eldith as our own, but should we consider getting her some armor whilst we're here, or a shield? Her armor class is 12.
He actually has a shield, I think. Does
Yeah.
she?
Yes, she lost the sword, not the shield.
She lost the sword, but she has her shield.
Okay, it's not in her. It doesn't
Her
show up on
thingy,
her
what's
armor
it?
class.
Okay, I'll sort that out.
What a nerd.
So she'll be a 14. But we
Okay.
could make her a, if we got her the most basic armor,
Leather would take her
11
up by another
plus.
1 for 10 gold. I don't
then
know if she's.
Both her and Derrindale would be on 15 then, which is a good base. for minimal spend.
Is it weird that we're kitting out our NPCs?
And
No,
not yourself.
part of it is to get as many people out of the abyss as possible, right? Right.
Yes. Jim is not so sure.
I'm curious. Yeah, it's debatable.
I argue get leather armor for Eldif and a shield for Derendil. Then they've got some basic protection, so we don't have to worry about them quite as much as we have done.
Yes.
And then we can never think about them again
Oh no, well, but next
until they die.
next time we have a
Why
shopping
are
episode,
you
it'll be kitting Stall out with little kind of like attachments to his armor, so maybe a little turret.
You want to basically make Iron Stool, don't you?
I'm gonna turn him into a tank.
Iron Shroom.
When he's big enough, he'll be my steed.
Derendil's already my steed. Maybe I could get him a saddle.
I
I don't think
take
he'd be a fan.
exception to that, Tink. I am here, you know.
Well, we do work quite well together when I'm using you as my eyes, but hopefully we'll sort that out here. Okay, we're spending too much time on this. How much is one shroom armor, one leather armor, one shield,
And one hide armor.
and one hide armor?
So,
Do you want
Shroom
anything whilst
armor.
we're here, Rain?
10. It's not. Right. So,
Rain got bored of the shopping and walked away.
hide 10. Shields. 2 shields, 1 shield.
One shield.
15 for acid resistant. What else?
One hide.
Hide. 10, sorry.
So that was leather for Stall, hide for me, shield for Derendil, and leather for Elder.
Studded leather, recommend very highly.
How much would it be to increase the studded leather on the 2 leather sets?
Yeah, there'd be 45 each.
She said we're poor people.
We're poor people. We'll just go for leather. We'll see how it goes. We
10,
can always.
10 gold for leather, yes. Okay. Is that everything?
Yes.
45 total. So 1 leather, 1 shield, acid resistant, 1 hide, 1 leather.
I was
44.
figuring if anyone else can use a shield and Derendil does die, touch wood, anyone could have that acid resistance.
Provided we can get it.
Just imagine Malice carrying a shield that was like created for Derendil.
Hide behind it.
I have just taken 45 gold from the party funds.
Okay. When would we be able to collect these? As they are a custom order.
She looks at the book. Looks at an order book. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.
That's when we can collect them from, or we have to be there at that exact time? Or
The shield you can have now. It's the exact time. It will be available from 8.
Okay, it just
Guaranteed.
seems there's very strict things about the rules, so I wondered if the timings were precise. Okay, thank you.
Well, lawful, we're not. Well, anyway.
We do apologise. We're new here.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I have leather in your size. I did not get your name. So, sorry. So you can take that now.
So the leather's for
Mushroom
Elder,
armor.
isn't it?
Oh, is it for dwarf? Then yes, I have in stock.
Okay, so we'll take the leather for Elder, the shield for Derendil. That just leaves the hide for Malice and the little shroom getter for the baby shroom.
1 minute, let me check. And she just wanders off without giving you time to answer and just walks down the stairs and comes back up about a minute later with a set of hide that looks about elven cut. Holds it up against you. If you don't want to adjust, then it's fine. Can take now. Need all payment up front. We'll provide receipt.
Oh, already paid. Yeah.
Oh, she takes the money off the table. Good business. Good day.
Do you have any use for 11 null spears before we leave?
Null spears. Show me.
I imagine we have to get Derendil because I think he's been carrying them.
Derendil turns around.
Oh. Oh, a very terrible quality. I guess the value of metal, maybe 2 silver per spear. Cannot use the wood; it is terrible quality. The metal is only value. How many do you have?
11.
11. Okay. Well, I give you 2 gold, 2 silver for 11. Purely for metal, to be clear.
Oh, I think
The wood will go in the furnace.
that sounds fine.
2 silver. And removing the spears. Done. Welcome to the maths episode. Oh, what was your name?
Sorry. Well, it made me forget now. My name is Kesnia. And you?
Oh, Think.
Think. What kind of creature are you? Think.
I'm a fairy.
Oh, they are real. Okay. Interesting. You have. You look like you have some of Victor's craftsmanship on you.
You know Victor?
I know of him. Yes.
You know where
He
he
is.
is?
I do not. No, I believe his workshop may still be open, but I believe he's out of town.
Where is his workshop?
It's across the market. You cannot miss it. Walk straight along, turn right, and look for the bronze gate with thousands of eyes upon it. That is his workshop.
Good to know. Yes, I believe it is some of Victor's work.
Strange. Oh, good to meet you, Tink. My drow friends, are you from Menzoberranzan? You with the trade delegation?
No.
We are guides, not from any particular place.
Guides of what?
The Underdark.
Oh,
Oh, right. Guides for me of the Underdark.
very good. Any more business? No?
No.
Good.
No, but thank you for your
Yes,
time.
good business, good day. And she just goes back to standing there like that, looking stern.
And we leave.
What a strange person.
think there might be quite a lot of that around here.
Strange how?
But just the fact they kind of effectively became idle the moment we finished our conversation with them.
They'd finished their business.
I suppose
Yeah,
it's an efficient use of mental
Mental
energy.
I wouldn't question it, mate. People are weird here. The less questions you ask, better.
good to know.
Is there a jeweler around? Because we seem to have a lot of precious stones.
Well, precious stones you can just spend as their value. You
Right.
don't need to change them to coins. Or at least that's how I do it. So they are good as legal tender. As long as
No.
they're legit.
I know it's a slight inconvenience, but at some point I would like to look for I don't know, paper and ink suitable for arcane stuff. I know you don't have to gawk at me like that.
No, that makes a lot of sense for what you do. The way that you practice magic. Yes, that seems very important.
Yes, scribing. How exciting!
Okay. Do you want to do like full on shopping, or do you just want to buy the stuff and move past it? Just asking.
Open-minded DM.
I'm just checking.
I got some useful information from her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, if there's going to be more useful information to be had, then yes, let's fucking make the whole episode about this. Otherwise, I don't really mind.
Okay. So what are you looking for next?
Well, I'm specifically after paper and ink, and I have not looked at my spell components to see if there's any specific ones that I need for certain spells.
Yeah, that's what I'm now trying to do as well.
Okay.
Da, da, da.
So you do wander around for quite a while looking through all the stalls, and it just seems to be armor, weapons, metalwork, gates, all sorts of weird things, cutlery, armor, weapons. It's quite it's quite tedious after a while, but you do eventually find a very short, even for a dwarf, Dwergar, completely shaved head, massive beard that sort of down to his knees, white beard, and tiny little round spectacles on the end of his nose, and he stood there with massive reams of this sort of yellowy grey parchment. He's got lots of vials of inks, all of that sort of stuff. And he kind of tilts his head back so that he's looking through his glasses on the end of his nose as you approach.
Oh, I hate having to do these transactions. He'll like wave down at the dwarf and is like, yes, I need a lot of paper and ink and a few other little spell components. If you have anything that'll serve.
Okay, yes. Paper, yes. And he just kind of gestures at the big pile of paper. You need glasses too? Paper is here. And he
Yes,
gestures.
I probably do need glasses. Yes. But yeah, he'll
One sheet?
I don't know
Two
exactly.
silver.
I don't
Two
exactly.
silver.
I don't exactly know how much of the funds we have I can spend on my spell components.
I have.
I'm assuming that nod is just go for it.
He kind of like holds his hand out with his fingers next to the paper. 50 sheets I have.
Oh, I'll take all of them then.
Okay. 2 silver per sheet. He's sort of smiling at Tink doing the maths on her fingers.
This
It's
is where
100 silver, 10 gold.
Fink couldn't be doing it. She's very clever.
10 gold, yes, 10 gold.
10 gold. I also need inks that are appropriate. No, I don't. I can do my pen is just infinitely has infinite ink in it. Why the fuck do I need to buy arcane ink? Scrap the ink.
Infinite pen, I buy this from you. Yes, I give you how much infinite pen? 100 gold for infinite pen.
No, but this is the thing. In my head, I'm like, but I can give it to him, but it's a class feature, so I can just be like, I want my pen back, and just create another one, and he'll lose
That
it.
one stops working, yeah.
And I'm like,
They're all going, no.
We're about like we have to be out of here.
Yeah, we're not even like a day into being in Gracklstugh. I don't.
I've already partially lied to someone. Like we just need to.
Yeah, Gracklstugh should become our dark toe. It's a tempting offer, but unfortunately, no. I can't really sell it. It's kind of like a spell element thing. But I do have other things that I need. Primarily, a great deal of charcoal and incense, herbs, perhaps a small little brass brazier that I can carry around if you have one.
Okay. So brazier, yeah, he sort of looks under the table. He grabs out this little bronze brazier, puts it down. What else?
Herbs, incense, and charcoal.
Okay.
I need at least 10 gold's worth.
Okay. Brazier, small one, good enough?
Yeah, a small one will be fine.
So,
More convenient for.
or medium. You want bigger? You look like skinny man. I give you a small one. Bronze, 4 gold.
Okay,
Guaranteed, no decoration.
that's fine.
My voice has gone back to the other one. Charcoal, 1 silver.
Well, I need charcoal, incense, and herbs, and I need a minimum of 10 gold of total.
Okay. And he goes under the desk and gets 2 sacks and just puts them on the table. Charcoal, incense,
Oh, thank you.
herbs. Herbs. What kind of herbs?
I think any will do. Sage is a common one, I think.
How much?
Same amount as the others.
Just goes underneath, grabs another sack on the desk. You can see each one's got a little dwarven word on it.
That would help if I could read Dwarvish.
Says
yeah.
charcoal. One sec.
Yes, you recognize from charcoal is the black stuff made in fire. He puts his hand in and shows you it. Herbs, plants. Yes. And what was the other thing?
Incense.
Well, yeah, clearly the last one.
Is that 40 gold I'm deducting?
44, I think.
Yes, 4 gold for the brazier.
Oh, right.
Oh no, yeah, it is. Oh, you're burning through the cash now on paper.
can give him a bloodstone and get six gold change.
I just did it. Okay, wait.
Well,
No, do that because I don't like the gold. The having to do. Yeah. So we were on 94. Oh, 6 gold change brings us 300 gold. So yeah, bloodstone.
my possibly non-existent OCD enjoys that.
Okay. Anything else, tall
No.
friends?
That's it for me.
And you were
Good
going to
business. Good day.
I love this guy.
Why?
I don't know. It's just the way you initially described him with he has to look up at you through his glasses.
And then he's a sassy shit the
Yeah.
whole time.
He started out super cute and then he was like, "This is charcoal."
You just
Um,
Stu was
described
going,
me.
oh, which one's which? I can't read the word. So it's like,
Before I leave, do you have anything particularly interesting of arcane nature?
oh yes.
Such as?
You enjoy burping fire?
Not particularly.
Oh, you would. Burping fire is great pastime.
Don't we have one of those?
You do?
How much is that?
How many do you want?
Oh, I was just wondering about its compatibility with, and again, I'll shuffle still forward.
Yes, should work with Mike on it. Yes, 150.
Mouth.
Oh, he has a mouth, yes. And he bends down and points. There.
You seem to know a lot about myconids.
That's where they put in the food.
They eat? I thought they just absorb things. Oh no! Elsie's gonna have like a motherly breakdown. She's
How
not
have
really
you
feeding him.
How have you been feeding them?
I'm surrounding it and it's still
They can,
fine.
the myconids can absorb the nutrients through the feet, but it's easier to eat it. They like oh, I've met them. They how do you say? They take the death and and then they grow of the mushrooms and then they eat the mushrooms.
Cannibalism.
No,
Fascinating.
not well. I guess kind of. The mushrooms are not sentient. They eat them.
Well, they're part of a larger network. So
Fucking
in
hell.
a way,
Network of what?
a mushroom. So they're all kind of connected. It's what makes the myconids so interesting,
I
really.
didn't know this. How do you learn this?
Well, I actually from the myconid. But
Because
it's quite an interesting concept. But as they grow, so there'll be one that you might affect, but for causing it pain, and there'll be another one that will be able to sense that quite far away. It's absolutely fascinating to witness.
oh yes. I tell you, you leave the mushroom with me. I love them. They are very. I would like to learn. Please.
Well, he stays with us. We've got a duty to carry out. But if we meet any others that are looking for a place to stay, we'll bring them by.
Okay.
And I will move stool behind me.
Okay. Do you want to do the fire belching? You know you do.
How much is the fire belching?
150. Enough to do 3 times.
No, I maybe when he's a bit older.
I was hoping for maybe
You're
more
not
of
old
like
enough for fire belching yet.
I was hoping maybe for more of like, a fancy ring or a strange bag or I don't know, a magical spell book, but I mean,
You want to buy a
potions.
spell book?
I could probably do with a spare after I fell into the sea that one time.
Oh. Great secret.
Oh, the lake.
Yeah. Great secret. Spell books are made of paper, which you have already bought. Well, I can sell you a book if you wish. If you
Don't
don't
like
have time to bind your own,
I don't like you.
you know. Why?
You are very patronizing.
I am?
Be very careful.
Telling you what you need to know that you didn't seem to have realised.
I am going out of my way not to sell you something you don't need
He
against the
seems
law.
very helpful.
I could,
What's your name?
I could, I could end up in prison for selling you something you do not need. How is that fair? I am just
I-
telling you, so you do not come back and accuse me later of selling you a spell book that was made of paper you already owned.
Why would I accuse you of selling me a spell book that I don't need when there's no such thing as too many spell books?
Are you a mystery shopper trying to catch me out?
I don't even know what that means.
You are. I thought so. I had spotted you from a mile away. My name is Ben Meir. And who are you all? I see you have a local with you. Is this young lady your guide?
Well, just my friends, just showing them around. Wouldn't call myself a guide or anything.
You have very exotic friends. A drow, a mushroom, a fairy is very exotic.
Kind of run into them and then just brought them around town. I don't really. I've not been back here for a while. I left when I was a child, so I'm not really a local. Just whatever I remember. So yeah, you don't really
Oh,
know anything about this place, really.
oh.
Just kind of look.
Do you need anything?
No, no, no. I'm good. I'm good. Not much of a fighter. Don't really know much about armor, anyway. So not for me or weapons. Or
Oh,
magic items.
self-sufficient.
I just kind of don't really.
Admirable. Yes, I like this.
That's right. Yeah.
So, can I help you with anything else?
Have you got any bits of bone? Any engraved bits of bone or bone bits that could easily be engraved?
So, bones come from animals. So if you eat animals, you can take out the bones and use them. But if you are not eating animals, I can sell you bones. If you wish.
I am eating animals, and I do generally have plenty of bones, but I need bones that have a monetary worth. So
What
actually,
kind of monetary
one of
worth?
my spells says I need bones or wood or something of the like worth 25 gold.
So
Can Malice just
Ah,
kind of collect enough bits of bone, or
I
does
think
she actually have to buy them?
it would. You don't have to buy them, but I think it would need to be a bone from something sort of
extravagant.
semi-exotic or extravagant. Yeah. So, um, she'd be like, so you need interesting bones, like
Yes.
rare
Okay.
bones, exotic bones. What do I have? What do I have? Uh, well, I mean, what do you want a drow bone? No offense, but I do have them.
No, I'm more than happy with a drow bone.
I
Or-
don't know if I'm very keen on the idea, but I'm not going to be the one using it. So,
It's already dead.
or,
yes.
I mean, I thought, how much were you thinking? Generally, I mean, they do have dragon bone.
Well, I only have 25 gold, so um, whatever special bone that you have, worth 25 gold.
And do you dragon tooth?
Dragon tooth would work, I'm sure. Part of the corpse, is it not?
Am I imagining things, or didn't we take some of the teeth from the kraken that we saw?
You did.
Oh, I did. Are they special? Is a kraken special?
Yeah, pretty special.
I still want the drow bone. I think that will suit very well.
25 gold. He goes under the table and he takes out a skull. No jawbone, skull on the table. 25.
That's done. And I will now
Was
take
house?
it.
Well, she was house guest. Too poor to die. Too poor for funeral. Sell.
You know the malice? Or Drodin?
What was their name? I can't identify the skull of someone without knowing what their name is.
It's my favourite game.
Yeah, keep asking for names. I got a list of names, but I haven't got a list of names of dead drow. What was her name? I think it was Veldrin.
I thought when you asked that, you were going to say, I think it was Jim or Veronica.
Yeah,
Steve.
Aye.
called Jim Ronica. No, name was Veldrin. Died natural causes. It was like 300, 400 something. I don't know.
Okay. Well, this will be put to good use, and I'll have passed over the 25 gold and
Yeah, so
quite
you
taken
have
what
a
else.
a skull, an elf skull.
I'm rushing to find my background notes now to make sure that Malice isn't carrying around like the skull of one of Droden's dead family members.
Well, it's my property now, so
I don't think it really worked that way.
I mean, all the ribs are gone, but I still have femurs, finger bones. They're quite cheap.
I love it.
Turns out I never named my family, so that's just going to assume that it's
Well,
not.
it could be.
it's weird if I just start buying bits of drow, isn't it? No, the skull will do.
Well, you're
Thank
going to
you
make a
for
flesh golem by level 10.
It was very
Okay.
nice to meet you, Benmir. Thank you very much for your trade.
Pleasure. Good business. Good day. And he sort of peers up at you again through his glasses. He could slide them up his nose, but he doesn't seem to have figured that out. Okay.
Could I look for, with rain, essentially junk, but things that could be used to put together some goggles? I can't remember now.
Goggles
I
of
want
the
to
night?
see.
Goggles of the night, I think it was you were after.
Yeah, if Rain takes a walk around, can she kind of maybe spend some time sketching out an idea for what they might look like, and then have a look around and see if there's materials there for her?
Yeah, sure. So you roll investigation for me with advantage because you're from here.
I want to look like an anglerfish.
Okay.
There's purple snakeskin armor here.
I already wear goggles, so well, not wear, but I have them as a part of my outfit. So I don't know if they could be helped
Yeah,
used.
25. Yeah, range wander around, and you can spot plenty of materials that are probably okay, but Rain, you quickly deduce that probably the best place to go is probably Victor's workshop, which is the Artificers Guild, which is known as the Intricate Requiem.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem, that one.
So you can find most of the stuff, but what you can't find is the various components that you would use to generate the magical energy,
Right,
which you would need to get from there.
Victor's.
Well,
Well,
that's actually. I was going to say that I need to go see Victor, so that's great. Shall we?
yeah. I don't know if I should see Victor. If he'll be happy to see me. Well, I'll put it this way: I can let you gamble with it and go to Victor and see if he'll make the goggles for you. Or we can sneak into his place in the middle of the night, steal the stuff I need, and piss off.
It's like something that would get us thrown out of the city, and I wanted to see Victor anyway. So why don't we just go round?
Right, right, right. Well, I do.
Why wouldn't he want to see you?
Um, you know how it is. Sometimes
No,
people fall out. You know,
I don't think I've ever fallen out with anyone. Maybe
really.
not make up.
Um, don't know. Don't know if you'd want to. It might just if you want to be on good terms with him, I reckon it's best that I'll see you with me.
I feel like you're not telling me the whole story.
Definitely not. No.
No. What would the reason for that be?
I don't know. Like I met you like yesterday. You're like a weird. I don't even know what you are exactly. It's very small and flying, and you travel with Drow, which I was imprisoned by a few days ago. Honestly, I feel very wary just being in your company, but well, I'm just kind of running out of options, right?
Okay,
So,
let's not focus on your relationship with Victor, but Victor himself. What is there anything we should know then if you're not coming with us? Um, is he a good man? Um,
that's a vague term. Vague term. What's the definitions? Um, Victor's a man. Um, uh, what do you want with him?
mm, um, had something to do with this, and she'll like show her metal arm and her her reinforced wings.
Yeah. Um, what Victor's into some real weird shit. Um, it's weird shit that I don't know would be fully allowed in the city. Just between you and me. So I suppose he does what he does under the radar for the most part.
But then, if it's a secret, how do you know that?
Well, I kind of work for him for a bit.
Did you?
Yeah, it's kind of like an internship kind of thing. Yeah, didn't end well.
And that's the bit you don't want to tell me about.
I mean, I just stole some of the shit. Um,
Well, technically, if he has something over you in that you stole some of his shit, but you know something about him, then aren't you even in many ways?
well, it did me a favor not reporting him for stealing, because then it would have been a death sentence. But then I didn't report him for necromancy, which would have been a death sentence for him. So we are kind of even.
I don't see why you don't come along, but I
I'll
understand if you don't.
I'll tell you one thing. Something weird going on in his eye. He might be able to manipulate your mind. So be wary of that. Well, brainstorming here. Will this be quicker if I just came with you and just confronted him and played that card against him?
The Durgar said he was out of town, but I was just hoping we could get an idea of when he'd be back or where he's gone. So you probably won't have to.
If he's out of town, then no, there'll be a death sentence. Got back in and still see. I can't be involved in plans. Don't know what he would have been out of town for. I know he was doing some weird shit with a new creature.
Kind of new creature.
Don't know. It looked funny.
Tink is just getting closer and closer to your face with each revelation.
It was like a kind of a weird monster. Said it was a drow. It didn't look like a drow. So he did some weird shit.
To her.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, there's the thing. Did she seem sentient? I don't know how much you know about this, but I would like to know everything.
It's like it was a monster, and then but she said it was a drow, but it didn't look like a drow. And she was trying to get to the surface, and then Viktor. Well, yeah, weird shit. So I'm just thinking, like, if he sees you, he's probably just gonna try to capture you and play around with you, turn you into whatever. So
The just out of curiosity, did the um, drow-like creature have a name or anything particularly identifying?
it wasn't a drow. Like it said, it was a drow, but it wasn't a drow. It looked like a bird with hooks for hands, like a bird face with hooks for hands, and then like a lizard body.
But she said she was a drow. She thought she was a drow, like Derendil looks like I've forgotten what, but
But
says he's an elf.
I said her name was bloody hell, Yasva, one of those.
Right. Droden is going to walk away from the conversation.
Droden! Droden! Do you know her? Droden, stay! Droden, stay? Wait. I mean, she is going to flit after you.
Okay.
Ryan turns around as well. Malice, listening to this conversation, will have got really uncomfortably close just behind Rain. So be careful if you step back.
Droden, who is it? Do you know them?
Yasva was the drow apparition that we saw on the back of that turtle.
Oh, okay. And who was she to you?
She was my partner for a few months whilst I was exploring outside of Menzo Branson and my home.
Did you know that she disappeared or gone missing?
No. I ended up getting recalled to Menzo Branson from my home. So I lost contact with her after that, and I think I was only in Menzo for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years before I was arrested with a lot of you.
Oh, so you didn't officially break up.
I suppose not.
Then we have to go find her.
Well, yes, but we're also going to have to try and figure out why she has become a hook horror the same way Darendil has tended to a Kragoth.
And yes, it's a very interesting question.
It's not exactly a pleasant thing to think about either. It's easy to dismiss it with Darendil because I don't actually know the man. But thinking that it's affected someone I've cared for some time, it's a little more problematic.
And if no one knows that she's in this situation, she'll have been needing help all this time. And now you know, we have to help. We have to get answers.
Well, it depends on what Viktor has done with her.
So the last you knew she was alive, yes?
Yes, the last I knew she was just another drow helping people get out of the Underdark.
You even if she looks like that, there are things you could ask her that mean you would know it was her.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Why don't you come back? I think it's really important that we go there.
Okay. Okay.
Rain, lead the way. Sorry,
Yeah.
did anyone else need anything? No, this is more important. Let's go.
Well, I was actually hoping to get some thieves' tools, but I think this kind of seems more important now.
I will take them to take them there.
And I just take away however much money it is for thieves' tools, and we'll just buy it on the way.
Where you would probably be able to get them in the same place.
Oh, there we go.
Well, they wouldn't be sold as thieves' tools, but they would be sold as
Locksmith's kit or
locksmith
something.
tools or something like that. But it would be the same place at the intricate Requiem. Yeah, so Rain just leads you straight through the market, straight into this little alleyway where it's actually short, square, grey buildings with single door, single window. Everyone is exactly the same. And you walking down this road, cobblestones. It's a lot quieter here. The sound of the forges is a bit more distant. And you turn a corner, and you instantly recognise where this place is. Whereas everything else is grey and functional, you can just see this huge brass door, which is probably 12 feet high. Probably it's a double door, probably about 10 foot wide. It's absolutely massive, made of brass and bronze. It looks mechanical in some ways, and it seems to be covered in hundreds of. It looks like sculptures of brass eyes, but they're all closed.
What did you say this place was when you said Victor was based at the?
It's the Artificers Guild, basically.
Right.
The intricate Requiem?
Requiem. Intricate Requiem. Yeah, that's what it's. And Rain, you would know that, like, this level of, well, you would know that this door is functional and not decoration, which is probably why it's accepted in Gracklstugh. They kind of think that decoration is a bit of a waste of time and not very productive. And likewise, the name is a bit fancy, and not something that Durgar would normally do. But because the door is functional, he seems to get away with it.
Okay.
But you would know that some dwarves kind of see him as a bit of a weirdo because he spends time making stuff look nice.
Can we call it the? Actually, this is for
You
Rain, I
can
guess.
call it whatever you want.
But if it's sort of recognised as an artificers guild, I would ask Rain: is it just Victor, or are there others?
Um,
There are a few others, but not many.
Mostly Victor, but there are a few others.
Do they know about? I'm really sorry, Droden. I've already forgotten her name.
Yasva.
You maybe put that in the chat.
Yep. Do.
Yeah.
There you go.
Are all the thank you artificers in on it?
I'm not sure.
I mean, this place looks amazing, and she'll like fly up to look at the eyes.
As you fly up and get close, you hear like a mechanical, and like the eyes like seem to all flick open one after the other. It's almost like a domino effect, and you can see these again inside these weird glass eyes with like red irises, and they all sort of and just hone in and are looking back at you.
I say stand up straight. She's flying, but hello. Is anyone in?
They just kind of all blink at once.
Would I know how to get someone?
You would normally just state what your business was, and it would either open or not.
I'll say that to them.
Very clever. We're here to see Victor.
Okay, you'll see the eyes again, like a domino effect. They just close one after the other, mechanical noises, and then the doors just open inwards on their own. And you see a very narrow, tight alleyway, paved with stones, little tiny candles on sconces on the wall, leading off into the darkness. And periodically, you can see probably 4 or 5 doors. Again, look similar, brass with eyes on, not as many.
Maybe he is in. Are you sure you want to come, Rain?
Yeah, screw it.
Okay. You begin walking through, and you see second door along on the right. You hear the door creak open, and you see a figure, a dwarf, step out. His footsteps are definitely metallic. He's young, short. You can actually see in the dim light that he's wearing shorts, and his legs look mechanical. He's quite young. He's a lot younger. You know, if he was a human, you'd probably think he was in his late teens. He's got shock of white hair, no beard, very young looking. You can't tell if he's clean shaven or just can't grow a beard. And he raises a hand and waves, and you can see actually from the elbow down as well that his hand is brass and mechanical.
Do I recognize him?
You don't. Rain probably wouldn't either.
You're not Victor.
No. Victor is out of town. What do you want? He's gone to Graven Hollow to research his failed experiments.
Where's Graven Hollow? How long ago? How long does it take to get there? Will he be back soon?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to come in? I can probably provide those things that he could. You're welcome. Make your tea at least.
Rain, do you know this person?
Look familiar to Rain. I'm Galvan. I am
what was that?
Galvan. I'm Victor's apprentice. I have permission to do dealings in his absence. As I say, he's at Graven Hollow. Do not know how long. He's gone to consult the library, the Stone Library, for information regarding his craft. But if you wish, come in, have tea. We can do business.
Well, yes, there are other things we could do, I suppose.
What is your business? Why you seem concerned?
No, I just needed to speak to him specifically, but there are other things that we need, and we know where he is, so that's good.
Come in. And he walks through the door. It's up to you if you follow him.
I will follow.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
Okay. So you walk into a room, which is quite low ceilinged. Derendil will definitely struggle in here. The ceilings are probably only about 5.5 foot tall, designed for dwarves. The place is just full of. It's a mess. Is the first realization. There is just benches and things and half-finished pieces of machinery that you can't even fathom what they do. There's brass, bronze, silver, all of this metal objects everywhere. And again, as you walk in, there's an eye on the door and it opens and seems to follow you all as you walk through. Likewise, inside, they don't react to Galvan, but they do react to you. You walk inside and you see like these little weird brass eyes are all over the place, embedded in the wall, just lying on the table. And as you get close to them, they seem to flick open again with these red irises and black pupils, and they just flick onto you and seem to watch you for a time until you get too far away, and then another one will flick open elsewhere and follow you through the room. There is one striking piece of equipment in this room, and it is a weird bronze plinth that flays out, and then it's got this huge weird bluey lens in the center. And as Galvan steps behind it and walks over to put the kettle onto the fire, you see this weird blue hazy glow as he walks past. You don't actually see him, you just see this weird blue hazy glow. So take a seat, and he's put the kettle on, he starts shifting stuff off chairs and so you can sit down. Please sit.
Oh, I'm straight over to that thing. I'm like, what is this?
It's Victor's it's machine, experimental. He claims it can show the soul. I'm not convinced. He's cleverer than me.
It can do what?
He claims it shows a creature's soul if they have one.
Do you know how to use it?
Just go around, stand, or fly.
Is it dangerous?
I don't know.
I'd be willing to try.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Is this why you're here?
Oh, but interesting.
I'm not sure I'm supposed to show this to you.
It's why I'm here.
Is it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, would you like to?
I mean, you can try it. I can't interpret it. I don't know how to interpret it. Feel free. Feel free. Feel free.
Okay.
It looks like a huge magnifying glass, effectively, in a weird on a brass plinth with this weird brass surround. So you're stepping behind it.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't really see it. Are you looking through, or are you just standing there? What are you doing?
I'll go stand behind it like you told me to, and then see if anything happens.
Okay. You stand behind it. And as far as you can tell, nothing happens. But anyone stood the other side, as Tink flies behind this weird lens, you see it's the shape of Tink, but smaller, and it's got this weird green. It's like a green light, and it's flecked with red. And then just off to the side, you can see another shape, like amorphous and weird, but it's like an indigo color.
Don't see anything. Can you see anything on your side?
Um, strange things. Yes, there's a lot of green and red orbiting you, or emanating from you, and strange indigo mass floating nearby.
Yeah. 3. Take your paper. Write down what you see.
I'll take a sheet of paper, do the click to summon my little quill, and then
Okay.
scribble in.
Okay. Galvan will be pouring tea into cups, and we'll sort of wander over with a tray with these little beakers of, well, who knows what it's made of, some kind of fungus or lichen probably. And he holds the tray out and then glances over at the lens and, oh, you have two. That's not possible. See, it doesn't work. I told you it didn't work. I wouldn't pay any regard to this thing.
Tink, would you like someone else to go for it so there's a comparison?
Yes, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Just make sure that if you're showing up with 2 of these, whether it does it for anyone else, and a Malice will walk through.
Okay, as Malice steps behind it, those looking would see like a dark blood red with black running through it.
She was very true to herself, and there's nothing else. There's no other.
It's just like an amorphous weird light. They can't see you. Obviously, if your head's above it, they can see your head, but where you would normally expect to see the body magnified, you can just see this red, dark, blood red pulsing light with black specks in it.
Walk out.
Your soul apparently looks quite menacing, Malice.
Can't be particularly surprised by that, can we? Was there just the one? Or were
Just
there
one for you.
two?
Derendil, you do it.
Why?
Because you're an elf
Okay.
trapped in a Quagoth's body.
Oh, I see. Of course, yes. You think this might help? He steps behind it, and it kind of. I mean, he's properly hunched down in here. He's literally like, like when you go in a really low attic. He's like
No,
stooped. No,
don't
you
know what
wouldn't
you're
know.
talking about. No.
Tall people
I
problems.
do.
Yeah, he's just stooped and kind of really struggling to move around. He keeps knocking things off. There's like clappers and oh, sorry, setting things back up again. And he moves behind it, and it is you basically it's like a green color. Very simple. There's no real specs in it. It's tiny. It's really small. It's a lot smaller than even than Tinks.
But he's only got one.
Yes, he's only got one.
I don't understand how this machine works.
I did tell you I don't understand either. I don't think it does work. Don't pay attention to it. It's just a gimmick, I'm sure.
Would anybody mind terribly if I took a turn?
Oh yeah, I want to know what color everyone is.
Yes, I'm rather interested now. And then Jordan will slidle in front of the massive magnifying glass.
He's a lovely baby blue.
Purple.
Yeah. It's not purple, I'm sorry to say. It is blue. Yes, it is blue. It is similar size to Malice. It's got a little bit of flecks of yellow in it. But mostly blue.
There's only one of you.
There's only one.
I've expected there to be a bit more white in there, but never mind.
Why?
It's I don't know. I'm a rather faithful man, and my chosen deity is very fond of white. So I just kind of, I don't know. I wasn't being very academic about it. Okay.
Oh, this is a place of learning, so that's silly to make assumptions about these things. If you don't understand it, then has Victor left some notes about this machine, how he constructed it, how he interprets it?
I don't know if I can show you those.
Pretty sure you can.
Well, he has he still has the remains of the test subjects that he tested previously. If you wish to see those, I don't think he would mind me showing you those.
I would like to. Yes.
Okay. It is down these steps. They are refrigerated, so he opens a hatch in the floor. He starts walking down the stone steps, and you see these candles sort of flick on one by one, leading down. And if you follow down, you'll feel it getting colder and colder. And at the bottom, there is basically a wall with hatches on.
A proper morgue.
It is basically a morgue, yeah. The bottom three, I think, feel free.
What are the others?
And he wanders over. He pulls a drawer out. You can see the sort of pale, grey, purpley flesh of a drow. It's a drow. Is a dwarf. Is an orc. Please look closer if you wish. I don't know what to tell you.
I fly over to the dwarf.
Okay. What does the dwarf look like, Veronica?
I don't remember, Matt. What does the dwarf look like? Okay, okay, that's cool. That's fine. Must be blonde. I've not been blonde yet.
Okay.
Young,
Yeah, it's a
very.
young.
If you can tell, I guess you would tell in dwarfs. Yeah, she looks very young for a dwarf.
Surface dwarf.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of recognizable features. The pink bow that's in Tink's hair is probably somewhere about this dwarf as well.
Mhm.
Maybe doing up her braids or something like that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be wearing armor or anything. Not that I've been anywhere that would have been taken off. So it would just be very simple, like a simple dress or something.
And she looks well preserved. It's very cold, but yeah, she looks well preserved. You
Very
can see
bits.
that she's got quite a bad wound that has clearly been healed, but not very well.
Any bits missing?
I don't know. Was there? No, I don't think so. No, all seems to be there. But she clearly has had quite a catastrophic injury that has partially healed. But no, yeah, now she's clearly dead. I think this one was success. The drow, not so much. Orcs, not enough to work with, apparently. Don't understand why you want to see these.
Tink, you're looking a little pale. Do you know them?
I mean, unless Matt tells me otherwise in my head, in Tink's head. No.
Okay.
Looks really familiar, but you don't know who it is. But you get a weird feeling, really weird feeling, like something right at the back of your mind, screaming at you, trying to tell you something, but you can't tell what it's saying. It's kind of barely at the back of your consciousness, behind
Yeah,
a
just
very.
sit, sort of sit and look at the body for a bit.
You like the bow.
Meanwhile, Troden's going to be pulling open all of those little morgue containers that were pointed out.
Okay, but it's only those three that have got anything in. But the drow is Yasfa. Again, very well preserved. No signs of injuries. I mean, she looks like she's sleeping. She's very beautiful. Very slender, and graceful looking even in death. But yeah, very clearly dead.
I think at the sight of her, Droden will probably go a tiny bit non-responsive, and he'll probably just kind of like sit on the edge of the morgue tray for a moment, and just kind of like stare at the remains whilst everyone else is doing their thing.
You've got 2 catatonic PCs. What would you like to do?
Hey!
Marlis is just kind of like stood at like in one of the corners of the room. She's just been picking random bits up. So at the moment she's just playing with a bit of a bone saw. Oh. Now I know that morgues aren't really for everyone, but you two are quite willing to come in here. Why?
I think they are for everyone, eventually.
Well, it depends on exactly their beliefs, their customs.
Oh, now you sound like Victor.
Well, you should be very respectful of the dead and follow their wishes.
Oh, you should, but you should respect the cycle, I think, instead of
And what's
trying
on
to.
the cycle is to go straight into the ground
Mm.
or to be eaten. Not always to be dealt with in this way. Anyway, now both of you are pale. Why? What is going on?
Does he keep them?
What keep them? Why?
The bodies.
I think it is he has made attempts to. I shouldn't say. I'm speaking out of place. You shall we
You
go and have tea?
No, I think you need to tell us. And I think it's okay to tell us because I think it's quite obvious that myself and my acquaintance knew these people, so we have a right to know.
Roll persuasion for me.
I feel like we haven't rolled anything all game.
We haven't.
No, I
This
feel
is
like
the
this
first
is.
one.
Other than Rain rolled a investigation to find the place, but to find materials. I think that was it. Persuasion 10. Look, I don't know you. I'm sure you're foreigners. I see your friend there is not. I'm sure she knows that some of Victor's work is not legal. I cannot. I don't. I prefer to claim ignorance that I don't know what's going on. Would be my head if I was drawn into this thing. I'm not here for this. I am here to better lives and help those who need it.
Well, at the moment, I have a family member lying dead on the table, so I think it could be your head either way at this point.
Think is getting very pink in the face and rises up to his face level and then a bit higher, so she's looking down at him and like, you do know me. I'm right fucking there, so you're going to tell me what happened to me.
Okay, roll persuasion, Jim, with advantage from Tink's outburst.
And I
Well, you can roll
yeah,
it if you
yeah.
prefer.
Tink should
so
probably
I was
do
gonna
it.
roll
say,
it.
can I like get some fire ready and do intimidation?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
You can also roll the persuasion check if you want. Charisma-based spellcaster person.
Well, whoever wants to roll it can roll it with advantage. Yeah. Okay. Look, hang on. And he walks over to a shelving unit and gets to it, and you can see that there's a book that's even the ceiling is a lot higher down here. It's probably 7 feet tall. He walks up, and suddenly his legs just extend, and he grabs a book off the top shelf, Inspector Gadget style, and
Okay.
and slides back down.
Okay, those are kind of cool.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, it sounds like Inspector Gadget, damn it. He comes back down and he turns. Look, this is his book. This is not my work. I am not condoning this, but I am implicated just by being his apprentice. But this is his book. He says he's restoring life, but really he's stealing it from one and putting it in another. he keeps the bodies because he wants to see if he can put the souls back in. He has done it 3 times. The first one was the dwarf, and it did not work properly. The second one was the drow, and it worked. He put her mind in a beast, and it drove her mad. The orc, not a success. The soul, it's gone. It just, well, perhaps I think it destroyed it. Gone. Nothing. Obliterated. No afterlife, nothing. This is very dire.
I have 2 questions now. The first is simply just kind of wondering to myself if this is something that happened to Derendil, or if he is more specifically cursed. And the second thing was what happened to the creature that they put the drow into.
Escaped.
Pardon?
It escaped.
Oh, I thought you said it was dead.
No. Well, maybe. The Underdark is perilous, even for a hook horror.
Oh, we passed Hook Horrors on our way to Sloobladoob.
It's a long way to go. When did it escape?
He.
What, 2 months ago? Maybe? I don't know where it would go. Where would you go if you looked like that? Down here.
2 others.
People either run from them or kill them.
That's why you would go to more. Oh, fuck me. Like, Jordan suddenly looks very kind of like put out by the idea that we might have to backtrack to check out the Hook Horror layer.
No, because then you wouldn't feel like you belonged with them either, because you would have a level of intelligence that they didn't have. Where would Yazva go?
The surface.
Did she know how?
Yes.
Then I think that's probably where she went.
Don't know which exit she would have used. There's a few.
Sorry, I didn't realize you knew this drow.
Yes, she was my partner for some time. Or as Tink likes to point out, is long distance.
This could be the most wholesome love story yet.
I feel I'm starting to understand how Travis Willingham felt for so many years in Critical Role. It's like, this feels awkward, but yeah, we'll see.
Jim and the hook horror.
The love story, timeless love story. Boy meets girl, girl becomes hook horror. Hook horror meets guy.
I see this as an absolute win. Look at the size of the hooks.
If you know Nick, Nick would enjoy that.
Life finds a way.
So,
Life
the
finds a way.
life finds a way.
Brilliant.
He was holding out a book. I'll
He
probably
was.
go over, snatch the book. It'd be too heavy for me and fall to the floor, but open up the
Yeah.
pages and start
Yeah, it's in a
fervently
weird.
reading.
It's in a weird, coded language. Jim's like, no.
I very nearly took linguistic for cipher specifically. You bastard.
Rain might be able to read it.
Rain, can you read this?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Yeah, you would recognize it instantly, Rain, as one of Victor's apprentices. It's a special sort of cipher that he uses
Okay.
to hide his notes
Yeah.
with things that are illegal, which this most definitely is here. If you want to roll an investigation check for me, and I'll give you advantage because you've worked with him and you know the cipher. You know how he takes his notes. In fact, you often wrote them for him on other things. So,
Yeah, 17.
okay, 17, good. Okay, what are you specifically looking for? Is there anything you're specifically looking for, or is it just a general skim? Is it about the people, or is it the procedure, or
The procedure.
okay? So, Rain, you'd read through the notes, and the order is the first few chapters are kind of musings about the nature of the soul and the theories of that through mechanical devices the soul can be captured and transferred to another living creature. And it goes into great detail about this theory, but there's a general frustration that he's never got to try it. And then the next chapter seems to be about a case where someone has come forward with a dwarf that has been injured, a surface dwarf, and you can tell in the writing that he's so excited to have the opportunity to experiment effectively with someone that is dead and unlikely to recover. He can affect it without great magical intervening, that he can experiment and try and take their soul and transplant it into another creature.
Right.
And as you go read on and read on, there's a passage post experiment where effectively he's a bit frustrated and a bit annoyed in that it's gone wrong, and he's transferred the soul, but it's into this new creature, but it's not attached to the mind. It's just kind of trapped in the body in a kind of weird limbo.
Right.
And he thinks the creature that he's used is just a blank slate.
Right.
So he basically told the customer that it's successful, her memory will come back, but in the notes you can see that it's like, it didn't work properly. The soul is in there, but it's not properly tethered.
Right. Yeah. But then we suspect that eventually they did get it right, so it might be the initial experiments.
Yeah, the second one, the drow, he got it right.
Yeah.
He wasn't really worried about whatever was in the hook horror, but he took the consciousness of the drow and the soul and put it into the hook horror, and he was very excited and very happy until it escaped. The orc didn't work. He just killed the orc, but he's kept the bodies effectively to attempt at some point to see if he could reverse it or use them as hosts or potentially bring them back to life in some way as hosts for other souls.
Yeah.
Pretty twisted.
I'll describe all of that in detail. As I said, weird shit. This is what happened to you, I think.
As you say that, Rain, you turn a page and you see a sketch of a fairy with a missing arm, damaged wings. It
I'll
looks
just
like
look
pink.
at the picture and look at
Yeah.
Rain with a raised eyebrow.
You motherfuckers are weirder than I thought. Okay. Well, do you want to know what he did to you? If he just We'll start reading the page and wait for things response before she translates.
Oh, yeah. And she'd want to know.
I just explained what happened. What can I read?
All that stuff you just said, Matt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, effectively any of that. Yeah, all of that. A dwarf badly injured, brought there by their mother because those kind of services weren't legal where
Yeah.
she came from, and yeah, tried to transfer the soul to the new body. The soul is in the body, but it's not conscious. It's kind of trapped in limbo. He didn't know how to merge it with the soul of the
Yeah.
creature that
Does
that
he
was the
work
host.
out later on? Flip through how to. I
He
don't know if that's
doesn't.
what. This just doesn't answer any questions, does it?
But ask the question of whether Victor's a creep. Resounding yes.
Arundel's stood in the corner. He can stand up in here, and he's. I'm really sorry, but is anyone else really confused what's going on? Or is it just me? Am I missing something?
Well, it's
I'm also quite lost. Miles has also started soaring through the skull. Just doing a little bit of the arts and crafts just off to the side.
The skull you brought, I hope.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
one of the. But she's chopping its face off, really.
Can Troden take a moment to just I have to be careful how to word this because it could sound wrong, but to check through Yasva's stuff. I nearly said feel around, so like that's going to sound wrong. To check around and see if there's any like strange or interesting items that Yasva might have had on her, or any particular trinkets he could just take with him when he leaves.
Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything on her body, but you can search the room if you wish.
Oh, well, no. If she hasn't got anything.
I mean, roll investigation, but most of her belongings have been stripped off her.
Pretty fucking good. I got 23.
23. Okay. You do.
you make sure it's definitely her because you find that tattoo that only you know about.
You do find something. You find it's around. It's basically a small pendant which is pinned inside her robe. And it looks like it's a figure. It's a very slender, shaped like an elven figure, holding a sword above their head with sort of very long hair, covering their modesty. The naked drow, silver naked drow pendant with long hair and a sword.
He'll probably take that for the time being because it's relevant to him in multiple ways. And then he'll just push the morgue locker closed. I don't know what those things are called. Morgue drawers. Whatever.
I don't know either.
Still the same shit. And then he'll turn to the guy who brought them down. Is like, did the items any of these people had, are they things you still have around, or you?
I don't know. Victor probably sold them to fund his work. I'm afraid. I am sorry. The dwarf at least was as good as dead. The drow. She was just foolish enough to come down here alone with him.
And you How do you mean?
She was unwilling to have her soul transferred. Who would want to be a Hokara?
So she
He's a
was.
monster.
Oh,
He's a monster.
so she was forced into this rather than it being an attempt to save her own life.
She was tricked into it. She drank poisoned tea, fell asleep, woke up as a Hokara.
You don't sound like you are okay with any of this, so why haven't you reported any of it?
Because I will be killed as well if I report this. If the authorities investigate, I am an apprentice, I will be considered an accomplice, and I am dead. I cannot do anything about it without killing myself, and as honorable as I am, I would rather stay alive. I help people. I swear to you I help people.
Sound like you helped her.
I did not know until it was too late. He's a monster. If you have an idea about how to deal with him, then please tell me. I am sick of it. Already it is 3, but this incident with the dwarf, it like encouraged him, it set him off, and now he's driven to do it. It's like he's mad.
What is he researching? You said he went to a library.
He's researching why you have 2 souls and not 1. He wants to find out how to merge them. You don't remember anything, do you? 4.
No.
It's because you are an empty soul. It's growing, but
I am not an empty soul.
well, not now. I'm afraid you have a dilemma.
No, you couldn't answer me before, but can you answer me now? You went to this place. Where is it?
Raven Hollow. The Stone Giant Library of Knowledge. I don't know where it is.
Would I know where it is?
You can roll. It's unlikely, but you can roll.
What would I roll?
History.
I got a 12.
12. You've heard of it. You always thought it was like an urban legend or a underdog legend, if you like. You're not sure how real it is, but there are stories about a massive library that the Stone Giants run effectively that has all sorts of lost knowledge, and it's said to be stuck in some kind of weird time distortion, but you don't really know what that means. It's just the stories talk about it being back and forth in time, and that you can speak to your descendants, both future and past there.
There'll be a moment where Jordan shakes his head and he's like, Graven Hollow isn't real. I'd spend all of my time there if it was.
I'm sorry. But that dwarf her soul is in there, but she's trapped. Guess you have to decide what to do.
Are you talking about Tink or Yasva?
I'm talking about Tink. When he first transferred her, you were empty. Sorry to say, you were empty. Now you've lived for many months, and you are not empty. So do you let the dwarf live, or do you stay as you and leave her trapped in a prison until you die?
I don't think that's any of your business.
True.
Can you get Yasva back into her body?
I'm going to.
I don't know.
I'm probably going to pester Rain to help me decipher a lot of this fellow's notes, so that I can figure out a way to undo this.
We could just go to the source.
I don't think I will be particularly diplomatic if we go to the source after the revelation that it was not voluntary.
Aware that this has taken up some time and there were other things that we came here for. If you want to get your locksmith tools, and if Rain could look into getting some materials for that item for me, I would like a moment, if I can.
We'll leave you alone. If you want tea, I'll go upstairs. And Galvan walks slowly up the stairs.
I think Jordan's probably going to instantly leave as well.
As you see him walk up the stairs, the roof of the stairs is quite low. You see his legs reduce in size. He shrinks down slightly and walks up.
What's he called? Darvin.
Galvan. Galvan.
I mean,
Right.
you missed out on a classic Igor moment, but cool.
Like galvanize.
I'm nothing if unoriginal.
Can Malice just check the bodies for decomposition?
Yes. Yes, if you want.
Or would that be like a medicine check?
Medicine check, yeah.
You decomposed my previous form.
You decomposed my dead girlfriend.
So what
Sorry,
I've
this is
done,
all a bit. If this is all a bit dark and weird.
But what were you expecting, I think?
Good.
can't really
No, I
tell.
wasn't expecting.
Can't really tell, but I'm still concerned about them decomposing. I know they've been here for a while, but
Yeah, I mean, with that roll, you can see that they still look very. They look pretty much like the day they died. So you suspect they're not decomposing, but you don't know if there's any other damage going on. If you know what I
they will
mean.
be on a cellular level.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. Well, freezing things doesn't often do them
No.
any good.
Malice is just going to take some time to ritually cast gentle repose on both of them.
What are you doing?
Nothing that will cause any harm, just to keep them safe for a while. Nothing untoward will be done to them in this time. They won't be able to be forced to walk against their own will, and they won't decay any more than they already have. They seem important to you both. It only lasts for 10 days, but I can always do it again before we leave, just to buy us a bit more time. Just to slow down any ill effects, that's all. That will also take 4 copper pieces, because I've got to put a copper piece on each of their eyes.
Okay. Yeah. You do that without issue. Seems to take effect.
In that time, can I also say that she's sawn off the front of the skull?
Yes. Yeah, which is probably quite off-putting while the conversation's gone on. She's just like being really thoughtful, but sawing a skull.
I think there might be a bone drill around here somewhere, and she'll then, like, once she's finished the gentle repose, she'll just start pulling open any drawers, looking for a little hand drill to drill some holes
Like
in the
the
side of the skull. Yeah,
big
yeah.
crank one.
Yeah, you find one without issue.
And is there any twine or ribbon or?
Yeah, there's metal
Use
chain.
the ribbon
There's,
on my old corpse.
there's ribbon on the dwarf. Yeah, in the hair of the
That seems
dwarf.
a bit weird. She'll.
You're sawing a skull in half in a morgue.
She's not using it. You can take it.
I'm not sure it'll be quite enough. Is it enough to wrap around Malice's head?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, she will then. She'll take it. She'll thread it through the holes that she's just put in the skull, and she'll just try it on for size. So she, for a moment, is wearing a skull mask.
Might put you off it, Hazel. It's pink.
I can dye it that
pink.
colour.
But if it's dark vision's monotone anyway, so she probably can't tell.
It's good.
I've still got to do the engraving, but it's nearly there. A lot sooner than I thought. I'm quite glad we came here.
Over the sound of Hazel drilling into the skull, we're like, Drodin!
He'll jump back down the stairs. What is it, Tink?
What do you feel when you see your dead girlfriend?
I don't know. Why?
I don't feel anything when I see dead me.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, please, Veronica.
Jordan,
You can't do the thing.
Jordan will have taken some time to be like, I'm not replying to this. I'm not doing anything. But eventually he'll kind of like come trotting down the stairs again. It's like, well, it's a very awkward situation you found yourself in, Tink. I'm sure in your position I probably wouldn't be too upset or distressed either. I think it's less like you're looking at a stranger and well, it's less like you're looking at yourself and you're more looking at a stranger because you've become someone new.
I mean, death, she'll feel no harm, no pain. She can't be lied to or denied what is hers. It's a better way to be.
I think that's a little debatable.
It is the living that suffer when people die, not those that are dead.
That's why my mother, in quotation marks, did this to me.
Unfortunately, I understand death. I don't understand mothers or people.
Oh,
Back to
Hmm.
soaring.
from what I understand, dwarves live a long time, and you look quite young. She probably was just hoping to provide a life for you that you would have missed out on otherwise. But I mean, I'm only like 150 years old. I'm a child compared to most others. So I don't really know how good any of my kind of attempts at being comforting or any of my advice will be.
I don't need advice or pity.
Oh, I
I just
wasn't.
wanted answers.
If I've learned anything from my time studying and traveling through the Interdark, finding answers is kind of like a lifelong goal. They're not going to come to you anytime soon just because you want them to.
Suppose we should get on with our business. I just want to get out.
Well, I suppose I have a reason to go to the surface now.
And I just meant go upstairs, but
Oh, yeah. Yes, but now we'll just go upstairs. And we can figure out which exit we want to try and use to the surface some other time.
can you help me? And she'll sort of try to push the drawer closed and looking over the side.
Yeah, Jordan will put one of his arms on the like morgue tray and then like body push the drawer closed. Shut the door.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just sounded
Please
like you.
let me out.
Have I? I'm confused. What's going on?
Hmm?
Uh, are you aware of what you were just doing?
What?
Okay, that's probably a story for another time. Let's just get out of here for now.
Yeah, that's what I said. Let's go upstairs.
Um, yes. And he'll kind of like gesture for everyone to leave. It's like I don't know why the fuck I came back down here.
Okay, yeah, you wander back upstairs. Galvan's just taking a kettle off the boil, making another pot of tea. First cups have all gone cold.
Oh well, Jordan probably would have had time to drink his, like chug it, to cool him down again.
Has someone got the book, or have you left it downstairs?
If Rain hasn't got it, or Tink doesn't have it, Jordan would have brought it.
I can't carry shit. No, I think I could hold a book, but yeah, you
Who-
can.
who's got it? That's what I need to know. Who's got it? And
It'll be Rain or Jordan.
okay,
Nick, are you here?
That's a scheming DM face.
Yeah.
I am here
No.
indeed.
Would you like to carry the weird fucked up book that you can read, or would you like me to carry the weird fucked up book that I cannot read but really want to read?
Yeah, can I try in my downtime to translate it like into a separate book, and then that's something
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
take.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll do that in my spare time.
Oh, we're probably going to
Okay.
have to go and see that fucking Durgar again to buy a spare book.
Have we been given that book, or are we in fact stealing it?
Well,
Oh,
if Rain's got it and you're taking it upstairs, how are you taking it upstairs? Are you just carrying it?
I don't know. I don't want to steal it, so it's not going to be my decision.
would you like me to carry it out for you, Rain?
I just I'm already in trouble in this city.
Given the personal investment, I think I'm quite satisfied to take this risk.
Do yourself in.
I don't think Jordan has a decent bag or anything, so yeah, I guess he's just walking up with it with the book in his hand.
You walk into the room, you see Rain pouring more tea. Not Rain, sorry, Nick's Rain. Galvan pouring the tea, and he glances across, and as you step out of the steps, you can see the mantle around the fireplace, and a brass eye opens and flicks and looks straight at you, Jodin, and then seems to lower and look at the book in your arms, and then it closes.
Okay. That was strange.
Alvin, what do these eyes do?
Yeah,
Except
I feel like we should have asked that earlier.
Oh, have you brought the book upstairs?
Yes,
Oh shit!
I'm taking it.
You can't. You can't take it. He already knows I've let you see it. I'm dead now. He sort of drops the kettle on the floor. You see the boiling water sort of splash out on his legs, but he doesn't react to it. Can't stay here now.
You could go to if you can't stay here. There are other places you can go, like Gauntlegrim or the surface.
Surface. The blinding ball of fire in the sky. I think not.
to be honest, we are probably going to travel to another city. You may as well come with us. You might be quite useful considering what you know.
No, I can't go with you.
We've learned to protect one another.
I have a friend in Blanktonstone who could probably make use of someone like you.
I want another NPC, Matt. Give me another NPC.
The horde
You've
must
got an
grow.
artificer. You've got an artificer in the grave. You don't need another one. No.
Yeah.
I
Look,
won't
if
use
you.
him. I just want a pet.
Yeah. Blingdenstone. You can get me passage to Blingdenstone within a day, maybe two. I don't think he'll be back for a week. But he knows now that you've got that book and I've showed it to you. I'm screwed. I need passage out of the city.
Well, we have a boat. We can go through Everlight Grove and take a stool home and then carry on to Blanktonstone.
Well, let me know before the week is out, please. He's probably on his way back now. He'd be pissed off.
Damn, I can't leave an illusion to talk to him.
And these eyes here? That
No,
sounds stupid. Yeah,
no, you would need ears for that, I think.
yeah.
He is working on those, but I don't think they work yet. Yet.
Oh, what to do? Do you have any not special paper?
Yeah, it's everywhere. You look around, there is literally like sheets of paper all over the place, underneath things, on top of things. Some of them are ripped, some of them are screwed up in balls. There's paper everywhere.
I will find some paper and I'll find some ink and write in big letters, "Stay there. We'll find you," and hold it up to an eye.
Okay, yeah, you walk up to an eye and then hold it up, and the eye flicks open and seems to scan the page and then close.
There you go. He shouldn't come back now.
And he helps me until he does. But please, if you can get me passage to Blingdenstone, I would appreciate it. Well, if you need anything else while you're here, kind of seems pointless now.
Oh, tools for getting through locks would be helpful.
Okay,
Apparently I'm quite adept with them, though I don't really remember why. I think it's my
you're dishonest.
No, I think I used to be an investigator with some drow schools, so I think it may have something to do with um I suppose I don't want to use the term inquisitioning someone, but I feel like that's a appropriate way of describing part of what I used to do.
25 gold
I think we have
for
that,
the
yes.
tools. Goes into a cupboard and finds a leather bag and takes it out and hands it to you.
I don't know his what's the party loot? Oh, someone's already removed it. I think.
Okay.
I will add thieves' tools to my inventory.
Away. Oh, excuse me. Oh,
I don't know how I feel about endorsing Victor's products now, but potentially you will have had some input. Although I don't know how I feel about you having input in it either. I require an item that allows me to see in the dark. If we have come up with some ideas, and I'll get Rain to show the drawings.
are you talking a permanent item or a more temporary one?
Permanent if possible.
Permanent, if possible. I mean, you're welcome to use the tools here, Rain, if you believe you can make such a thing. I'm happy to help. It's probably going to cost you 100 gold in materials.
I'm going to turn around to the group with big dull eyes. That be okay?
You
Well,
let me
I can
buy paper
sell
and
sell you
uh,
a fully made set for 500.
I
we
mean,
spent the money getting me paper and spell components along with the thieves' tools. I'd be happy for you to spend whatever you need to be able to see down here.
lovely. Then I think the cheaper option, if you don't mind, Rain. How long will it take?
I don't know. How long will it take?
Oh, is it an infusion or are you trying to make them?
It's not an infusion. I'm trying to make them.
Okay.
I don't have
Okay.
it.
Okay. So what I will probably do is, yeah, you buy the materials and he can help you. What would it be? Crafting.
We do also have
I
the
think it would be using your tools, which you're probably proficient in. and
Yeah.
depending on how successful you are, will probably deem how successful they are. How does that sound? Yeah, so you spend 100 gold, and I'm
There
not.
are, yeah, just to reference, there are rules for making magic items which are extremely complicated. If you want to follow them, I can I could possibly find them, but I'm also happy to do this one.
For this one thing, I'm happy for you to attempt it, and then you can it's not going to be perfected first time. Let's put it that way, and then you can sort of fine tune them as time goes by. How does that sound?
Yeah, of course.
Because I haven't read the magic item creation rules, to be honest. So we'll do it like this for now, and then I can pick them up before next time.
I don't think we'll come out with any more knowledge than now, having read the rules for.
Okay.
If I'm being completely honest, I just thought you the worst.
Yeah, no, I'm
Really
not going to do it like that. I mean, if it was something like uber powerful, then it's going to take a long time and then make the ingredients. But you're in a master artificer's shop, basically, so you can get everything you need. And you've probably helped him make them before, so you would have an idea. So it would just be, I'd like you to do three checks with your tinker's tools. And I'll be honest, I think they should be under your. I can't remember if they're under inventory.
I know because I'm proficient in tinkering.
So the check with the tools is basically
it should
an
be under
ability
your.
check with proficiency, depending on which one those. So.
Yeah, but you are proficient with smith tools, yeah. So it'd be. What would it be? Your intelligence plus your proficiency. Yeah, so you'd have +7, wouldn't you?
I will be no, that'll be 4 plus. Yeah, there is a +7.
Oh, sorry. Proficiency is +2, so +6, isn't it?
Yes, I'm level 5.
Yeah.
That's the same as my investigation, so or my arcana, so I can just roll that.
Yeah, just roll that then. So yeah, do the first check.
That was very good.
Okay.
Was I giving advantage?
Yeah, if you've got proficiency as well, yeah, you can give advantage, sort of watching. So roll again.
I was a tinkerer.
You were. Yeah. Give me another roll.
Oh, not my day.
Okay. You start constructing it, and you've helped Viktor make these before, but you're kind of struggling. There's a certain piece where you're starting to attach the lenses, and the magical elements that create the dark vision ability, and it's not quite taking. You're trying to use heat and the tools to solder these pieces together, and it's just not working for some reason. But roll a second check for me with advantage. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, you're struggling at first, but you manage to get over it. You kind of, it's not, you don't bodge it, but you're struggling, so you adapt. You change the way you're trying to attach this filament to the lens. And they seem to be starting to form. You can see these little as you're watching him craft them. You see this little flicker of red point of light. Just for a second, it just flares up and then dims back down in the middle of the lens. And then the last check, please.
Normal check with advantage.
With advantage, yeah. Tink's assisting. Okay. Yeah, you've got the feel for it now. It was a hard start and you were struggling, but you managed to. On the second eyepiece, you figure out a way to attach the lens to the magical filament, and again, you just see these two little pinpoints of red light, very faint, just flare up and then die down. So yes, you've created goggles of darkness to a degree. You perhaps need to over time fine tune them, but at the moment you can use them to cast dark vision spell twice per day.
Okay, excellent.
This is perfect. Thank you.
It's not perfect, but it'll do the job.
I thought that was the definition of perfect, but okay.
No, it's shit. Okay.
But I can see in the dark.
Well, you can see in the dark twice a day for an hour.
Oh, yeah, that's not perfect, but it's something, so thank you.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh, you made those from memory? Well, you are more skilled than me.
Oh, for 8 hours. Sorry. Yes, 8 hours is how long that vision lasts.
Perfect.
Hmm.
We do practically have dark vision.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Is it 8 hours? Oh, yeah, it is. Anything else while you're here? I'm going to start packing my things, I think.
I think that was all we needed. Will you still be here if we manage to find faster passage than us?
Yes. I'll be here for a week at least. Any longer, I fear he may be back. I don't know how he is traveling. I don't know where this Graven Hollow is. I should learn not to trust people. It's weighed heavily on my conscience, and yeah, I want to
Oh.
do something about this. Now I've screwed
Well,
myself.
can I just but I can be allowed to suggest some so we know he's coming back, right?
Suspect so.
Do we know approximately when he's going to be near or which side of the city he's coming in from? Do we have any way to detect him possibly, or
He left by West Gate, I think, through the Bone Field, across the Rune Bridge. So I assume it is in that direction he will return.
I want to find this Graven Hollow place. Besides him being there, it also sounds quite useful.
yeah,
If
good
it's if it's real.
Well, otherwise he's just gone on a holiday, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So if we want to find the place and him, then we need to set off immediately for it.
I did show him a note saying that we'd come to him. If he decides to waste his time coming back here, fine.
Yeah, so either we need to set off immediately and go there now, or we need to share the numbers for him when he gets here. And he has to be out of the city, because if it's in the city, we're fucked, because if they see us killing him, then yeah, unless we just turn him in.
Wouldn't that clear your name?
No, I still can't stall. I guess who would believe him if they know he's a necromancer?
I'm wary of this because I would like to have an opportunity to ask him more questions, but at this current point in time, have no issue with eventually turning him in.
Right, fair enough. So we capture him, ask him questions, and then turn him in. But do we go to him or do we wait for him to come to us?
Sorry, what did you say again, Nick?
Do we go to him or do we wait for him to come to us?
I would like
Yeah.
to go because it would be interesting, but equally, the law would sort of be on our side if we exposed that he was a necromancer, but I think it may boil down to whatever it is that Captain Thingy What's It has in store for us.
Is that the double-barreled name?
Yes.
Oh. That's what happens when a thingy and a what's it marry.
That is how double-barreled names work.
Ah.
Oh, I sound like, what was his name? Ben Mir.
Oh, you know Ben Mir.
Ben Mir's
Unfortunately.
great. Yeah, let's see what this captain has in store before we finalize any plans.
You're not
We've got
going
a
to
week.
tell the captain about me, are you?
No.
Look, I kind of feel relieved that this might be revealed now and he will be brought to justice, but I don't want to die for it.
We're going to try and make sure that doesn't happen.
How?
We'll find you somewhere to work in Plingtonstone.
Okay. This is my home, though.
Not anymore.
Well, you can
No.
stay if you want to.
I don't think I can now. Oh. Anyway, if I'm going to be homeless, you may as well reveal him. Maybe. No. Maybe if you reveal him, he won't return. Could that be my out? No, that'd probably kill me anyway for not reporting it myself. I'm sorry, it's not your problem. It's my mistake letting you in.
Oh, it's your mistake for agreeing to work with him. Under him.
Yes, true. He apparently does this to all his apprentices, and I find out now. I know the last one left under a cloud for some mysterious reason, and the one before that, and the one before that disappeared.
You're be an intelligent person. And clearly, there were warning signs that you didn't heed. So,
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's my fault. Well, if that's everything, I would ask you to leave now. The
I've
door will open for you on the way out.
I've left a note for Victor somewhere. It is specifically for Victor. And this is something Jordan will have been doing whilst Tink and Rain were building the goggles.
Okay, okay.
But it is
A
basically
goggle montage. I
yeah.
like to think of it like an episode of the A-Team, with like Rain hammering and Pink flying around, pointing and going, "No!" I imagine that's how she helps. When you're doing it wrong, just shouts no.
I thought I would help because it would be particularly fiddly because it's for a very small person
I
by
know,
doing.
that's what I was thinking that too, but it wasn't as funny.
With her
Sorry.
occasionally slapping him with her little hand, going no.
I knew it. Sorry, Jim.
It's all right. The letter would have just vaguely been like I'm doing the research to try and figure out how to undo all of this stuff. Not exactly thrilled. Close relation to the drow that you have in your morgue, and if anything happens to her remains, I will respond unpleasantly, and Droden will sign it with his house name.
Should we just take them with us then? If
We can't keep their bodies in a usable condition, I imagine.
I can.
I
And
think it would look a little strange if we.
carried to humanoid remains around with us.
What would be strange about that?
It's not exactly normal, Malice. And I would rather not have to travel with the corpse of my partner.
But would you not want to know that the corpse is safe?
Well, yes, but I'd rather not have to look at it every day.
Well, you won't have to look at it every day. We can put it in a particular compartment on a ship. I will keep checking on its condition and make sure that it's okay.
This plan only works for as long as we remain on the ship, but the Dark Lake is rather insignificant compared to the
And
full
your
breadth of the
plan
Undertow.
only works if no one desecrates the bodies. That no one will be here to protect.
This is one of my few reasons why I am hesitant to throw this man under the proverbial wagon, because I don't know what a bus is, until we know how to undo this situation. At least if he's active, he'll leave the bodies as are. He'll make sure they're not disturbed. The only
Except
issue
for if
is
he
that
believes them to be evidence to his crimes.
No, as long as they still serve a purpose, I think he would keep them.
he's kept, well, to be blunt about it, he's kept
Trophies.
Tink's
He's kept
remains.
trophies. They serve no real purpose other than a reminder of his experiments.
Well, no, he could use them potentially like a vessel, as this appears to have been
They
used
are
for me.
broken.
Well,
If he could use them as vessels, would he have not used them as vessels for your own soul? They should
Interesting,
not
but
be divided, and leaving them here.
Don't you ever wonder what happened to the soul of the body you're in now? I do. All the time.
I think leaving the bodies here. Sorry. I think leaving the bodies here is a bad idea. If you're invested in this body, then living here, don't know what's going to happen to it. Take it with us, then even for a while, then that's better than just living here. And then if we ever capture Viktor, then we have the body and we can ask him to reverse the process or whatever we need.
my main concern is that we need to stay in this city for a little while, at least to resupply or potentially capture Victor or whatever captain. Still don't know her name. Black Skull has in store. So if we were caught with two bodies that we couldn't really explain in a city that very much abides by its laws, we could end up in
I'm
a whole other heap of trouble.
I'm a cleric of a god of death, about to complete a ceremony, a death rite. You're taking them back to where they've come from, according to their dying wish.
That's solid.
That is pretty good. Galvin, do you need a permit for that, do you know? Or is that something we could legitimately get
I
away
mean,
with?
if you say it like that, it kind of sounds like necromancy. It's probably illegal, but if you are a priest, then maybe.
I'll
What
reach
is
into my
your
bag and start
what
pulling
is
out
your
my
god?
vestments.
Yeah, what god is it you follow?
God, I can't remember her name. Not one from around here.
Okay.
I would like to imagine Droton runs through a long list of drow deities and be like, which one? Is it this one? This one?
You,
This
you,
one? This one?
you know the god. I just can't remember her name.
It's Kid and Sally.
That's why I can't remember it.
Because it's like all drow names, they're ridiculously long.
Yeah. There's too many letters for little dyslexic me.
Mm.
How do you spell that name?
Aiar. I just spell it wrong and then Google fills the rest in. No, it doesn't. It's
K-I-A-R-A-N-S-A-L-E-E.
Yeah.
Keransali.
Yeah. Right. Well, that is 10 o'clock. So, do you want to wrap up there? And
We can have a think about plans, like
yeah, you can have a chat in offline and online, offline, and decide what you want to do.
Sorry, that felt like it took up a lot of time, but yay for revelations.
There's
There's
a lot of revelations.
yours up there.
I was not expecting everything to come out like that, but it did. It was good. Yeah. Yeah. You're all linked somehow. Well, some of you are.
Can't stay for too long, so if you want to get off the interwebs and
Yeah.
have a chat about.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the stream. So there's no stream tomorrow. But yeah, if you're watching, thank you very much and see